Oh, well, hello, Holland America Princess employees and interviewers. I just wanted to introduce myself. My name's Craig Stuart Adams. I'm out of San Francisco. I've had a long career here, and I live in Marin County, California, just on the northern border of the city. You cross the Golden Gate Bridge, and I'm about 20 minutes away from the city, where it's bucolic and beautiful, and we're surrounded by wineries and good food and a great lifestyle. And it's a great place to live. So I've been working in the real estate market for a number of years, and I'm applying with HAP because my daughter has been working with the train for a couple of years now, and she's encouraged me to join her. And I thought, that sounds like a great opportunity. How often do we have a chance to have an adventure like that, let alone share it with people that we love? And so I know a little bit about what you guys do, and that's exciting to me, and I appreciate what you're doing and what you're doing for your customers. So where I'm at right now is an interesting location. And I wanted to talk a little bit about this because there is actually a tie-in between San Francisco and Alaska for a number of reasons. And behind me is a shack. This is in a place called China Camp State Park. This is right in my backyard. In fact, I live about 10 minutes away from here. And it is a beautiful, beautiful preserved historical site. The Chinese were here, and this is a shrimp facility where they'd catch the shrimp, package them up, and then send them back to Canton or to San Francisco. The shrimp industry here started in the 1880s, actually before that, probably the 1860s, and continued for about the next 70 years. The Pacific Rim includes everything from pretty much San Francisco all the way up to the Pacific Northwest and into the coast of Alaska, all the way up to the Bering Sea. The Chinese were definitely a part of the fabric of the society. They were needed for the labor, for the fishing industry. And this was China Camp in the early days. And you'll probably recognize some of this. This probably looks very similar to some of the facilities you've seen in the older Alaska sites. This is a shrimp processing facility. So in this case, you'll notice up on the hillside, you've got that kind of white square, kind of right up, I'm not sure if you can see my mouse, but above the rooftops, those are all drying shrimp. And here are some of the guys that are actually grading the shrimp in this particular facility. This is taking place in approximately the 1920s. This is some of the natural settings that we have here, but you'll notice it's a rugged coastline, and you'll recognize some of the icons here. This is Rat Rock Island, but you'll probably see similar types of coastlines in Alaska. The foreground is the area where I'm at, and then the background where those hills are, that's Marin County. That's leading up to Sonoma and ultimately to Napa Valley. And in this picture, we're only about 15 minutes away from the Golden Gate Park. That's how close we are to everything. You'll see shrimp drying facilities in this particular location, but you'll see similar things in the Alaska fisheries, and these are all done by the Chinese community. This one here is the area where they would lay the shrimps out on the side of this hill above the buildings, and this is what you would be basically seeing every day. Now, this is an interesting picture. This is from the San Francisco Maritime Society, and this is in Alaska, and these are some of the foreign workers. I don't see any Chinese in this one, but this one has Portuguese, it has Filipinos, and it looks like there may be a couple Chinese. I think the guy on the right, the third one in, is probably from China. And they're packaging salmon in this picture. These guys are all from the Guangdong region of China, and you can tell by the cues in their head that this happened before the 1911 revolution, so they're still subjects of the Ming Dynasty. And of course, these guys would all bring their families, so you would see the traditional families, the children wearing the costumes. These people, they're probably from Toisan province in China, based on their outfits. We see these people in San Francisco. It's part of who we are, and I actually know a lot of their present relatives. So it's a fantastic history, and you'll see this in Alaska too. You'll have a Chinatown there. All right, so I'm back at the museum. Here, I'll put my little bubble in the middle. And I just want to thank you guys for taking the time to enjoy my video. I hope you've learned a little something about fisheries and the Chinese influence on that. And if you have a minute, go to the museum in Anchorage and learn a little bit about this history. And you'll also have an appreciation. When you see a Chinatown, there's a reason for that. And a lot of it stems from immigration patterns like this, when they came out to support the fishing industry, or in our case, it started out with fisheries and then went into the railroads. The Chinese built the railroads, the transcontinental railroads. They have such an impact on our local societies. Well, that's it. I've enjoyed sharing what I know for now. I could go a lot deeper, but I only have a few minutes. My name's Craig Stuart Adams. I'm from San Francisco, and I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch my video, and I look forward to working with you. Thank you for watching.